Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Isaac. I'm trying to help some people out that have no idea what iOS shortcuts are. It's one of the coolest features of iOS 12, and a lot of times when I say, have you used any shortcuts on your phone? People are like, what? What's that? I have no idea what that is. And to me, it's one of the coolest things in iOS 12 that's underused. It's just maybe not well known to everybody yet. So it's a way for you to write little shortcuts for you to do different tasks that you do, maybe with multiple steps. You can condense it down to make it easier on yourself. So first of all, you have to make sure that you have iOS 12 installed. If you're not sure what you have, just go to your settings, go to General, and then go to About, and it'll tell you the version of the software that you're running. It's got to be iOS 12 or higher. I think the most up-to-date right now is iOS 12.1. When you have that, also make sure that you install from the App Store the free app that's made by Apple. It's called Shortcuts, and it looks like this one right here. If you see in the bottom right-hand corner, I can't point to my screen right here and show you guys, but it says Shortcuts, a little dark blue icon. So once you have the Shortcuts app, you can download people's shortcuts that they've made, or you can make your own. Like, for instance, I made a real simple one earlier for hunters. My dad wanted it, so I made it for him, and any other hunters that want it, I'll be glad to send it to you. So a shortcut, you can go into the Shortcuts app and run them from here. These are all my shortcuts. I've got a lot of them, but you can run it by going into the shortcuts and tapping on one of them, or you can set up your widget, which you swipe to the left all the way, and here's all my shortcuts. I can just tap one of them and run it. Or you can set up a custom Siri phrase for each shortcut. So, for instance, if I wanted to run the one that I'm going to show you in just a second, that is useful for hunters to know the sunrise and sunset times, because legal shooting times are based off sunrise and sunset. So you could run it literally with your voice and not press any button. You could say, you could call up Siri with your side button on your phone, or whatever phone you have. Might be a little different, but as long as you got an iPhone, just open Siri or run Siri and say sunrise, sunset, and it would run the shortcut without you even touching your screen. Or you can make it whatever you want. If you want it to be different wording than that, you make it whatever you want. It's all customizable. But for instance, I'm going to run a shortcut here for you. I'm going to run the sunrise sunset one. All it does is it uses your weather app, the stock Apple weather app that everybody has on their phone, unless you've deleted it. So you want to make sure you do have that on your phone still. If you don't, it's free in the App Store. Go re-download it. So what it does in the background, it checks the weather and it pulls just two pieces of data from the weather forecast. It pulls the sunrise time and the sunset time for the exact location that you're at right now. And then it just spits back a notification that gives you those two times. Let me show you. I'm going to go into my Shortcuts app. And down here at the bottom, in the yellowish orange color that says sunrise, sunset, I'm just going to tap that one time. And you see up at the top there, I have a notification. Today's sunrise was 6:49. Let me swipe back and get that one again. The sunset time was 5:31 p.m. Very easy. Or, like I said, I can get out of here and go to my home screen. I can swipe over to my widget. Down here at the bottom, sunrise, sunset is that one right there. I hit it. I can run it straight from there too. It gives me the same result. What else can I show you? Just some other cool shortcuts, like what are the possibilities? Just think of anything that you do in multiple steps that you want to condense down into one. Here's a really one that I use all the time. When I get off work, I want my wife to know what time I'm going to be home so she can plan for that. She knows what time I'm going to be home for dinner or just to be not worried about me or whatever. So I got one called Home ETA right here in the middle of the screen that's green. What that one does, when I hit it, it uses my GPS chip in my phone. It figures out where I'm at right then and how long it will take me to drive home. And it figures out what time I'm going to be home. And then it takes that information and puts it in a text message and automatically sends it to Jessica so that on her end, she gets a text that's worded however I program the shortcut to be worded. So my shortcut says, on my way home, ETA is, and the shortcut fills in the exact time that I'm going to be home. And it does it all in one button press or with your voice if you set up a Siri phrase. So you can do different stuff like that. This one over here, this Wi-Fi QR code right in the middle of the screen in the gray, I can hit that and it generates this square kind of barcode. It's called a QR code. If you're not familiar with those, it just looks like a square barcode. And if you've ever had people over at your house and they say, what's your Wi-Fi password? I need to get on your Wi-Fi. You got to give them your long password if you got one that's not easy to remember. You got to go in your desk and pull it out and give it to everybody. This, you can just hit that shortcut. The little barcode pops up on your screen, and then anybody with a QR code reader, which pretty much every phone has it, like for instance, if another person has an iPhone, all they do is pull up their camera app, point their camera at your barcode, and a little notification on the top of their screen pops up and says, do you want to join whatever the name of your Wi-Fi network is? They tap it, and they can join your Wi-Fi instantly without you even having to give them the password. So that's a cool one. I got one right here, this pink one in the middle of the screen, convert burst to GIF or GIF or however you want to say it. I did not write that one. That's a kind of a complicated one, but it will take a burst photo that you've already taken with your phone and convert it into this looping GIF so that you can share that on Facebook or wherever you want to do. I've got an instant speed test right here. This one's really simple. The red one in the middle, I hit that. All the shortcut does is it would be the same as me opening up Safari, going to fast.com, and letting an internet speed test run. But I don't have to do any of that. All I got to do is hit one button, speed test, and it automatically opens up Safari, goes to the website, runs a speed test all in one. I don't know. I've got a lot of them on here. If anybody sees something they're interested in, just let me know. But that is the basic gist. So I'm no expert at this, and I am no pro at doing some of these super complicated ones, but the possibilities are endless. I've heard of people writing shortcuts that when they wake up, you can say good morning to your phone, and it will check the weather forecast, and if the weather calls for rain, then it will turn on your little smart lights to the color blue, and it'll start playing music that has the word rain in it. You can write all kind of mess like that, but some of them can just be fun. Some of them can be actually useful. Oh, here's a fun one I wrote at the top, Christmas countdown. If I hit that, all it does is tell me that there's 50 days until Christmas. That one's not as useful, but it's fun to know every now and then. You can set up stuff to send a text. If there's a text that you send repeatedly, you can set it up to send. If there's some phrase that I always send my wife, I can make it a shortcut. I hit one button, it texts her that phrase instantly without me doing anything else. Anyways, I've gone on too long. If you need some help making one or got questions, like I said, I'm not a nerd enough to be able to write anything you absolutely want, but I could help you figure out something if you need help. All right. Catch y'all later.